Haggadah of Yaakov Enden, Chagaja, says the Zab and Naba Bitre Zuzeh, our father sold us with 2 zuz. He says the whole Chagaja is really a lamentation. The Gedi is the Neshama. Our Abba is Avinu Bashamayim. Zuz means money, it also means to go. The Neshama takes 2 travels from the Yelim and Gagulim to the Yelim and Neshamas down to planet Earth, and here's the trouble that it runs into. Problem number 1 is the cat. First, you're like scrounging around, you're in the garbage, that's like when you're a baby. The situation, the idea of one devouring the other is the idea of it just gets worse and worse. You think you'll get out of this stage, but you will not. After the cat comes the dog. The dog is brazen, no one's going to tell it what to do. That's a terrible twos. If kid's favorite word is no one's going to tell me what to do. You think you'll get out of it, it only gets more intense. Along comes a stick, it's a remes for the aver, and there's trouble in that area. You think you get out of it, it only gets worse. Along comes a fire, kina, taiva, gaiva, covered, everything. Then you think you'll get out of that also. It only gets worse. Along comes the fire, along comes the water, go with the flow. You're doing the same stupid things at 60 as you are at 20 because you just can't stop. Then the Yetzirah comes as the ox. He wants a goros. He brings all our averis up to Hashem until at one point Hashem says, fine, you could be the sheket, and then we're dead. Then you really run into the Malachim Avos, welcome to Gehenna, and you think there'll be a light at the end of the tunnel, and then you come back to Hashem and you're like, oh man, did I mess up on this mission? Oh, chagaja. And then you finish on, wow, that doesn't sound like a great ending to the night. What's the pshat? It's interesting to know this is a question that was, the Tats mentioned it, but we'll say it a little bit differently. Basically, there was a situation where there was these hooligans. They beat up a lady, and the defense was, what do you want from these people? They grew up in an area where that's what happens. You beat people up, you get involved with the worst activities. So what do we say about this? Is that a defense for beating someone up? So here's the situation, and the situation ties in with Pesach. Basically, is the food of Pesach, of course, is matzah. The anti-food is chametz. They're not 2 different foods. They're ostensibly anything which is matzah had the potential to become chametz. But what did you do? You stopped it from happening. That's where it is. Many times we have natures that bring us all in the wrong track, but you have the ability to prevent it from happening. As these people, they might have had a negative upbringing, but they still have the ability to prevent it from happening. The verdict of coming out of Mitzrayim is to come out of our own meitzar, our own boundaries, our own yetzaharas. This is the night where we're given the koyach to do it. So b'dafka, at the end of the night, after we finish elevating, we come to the point where Yaakov Emden says, okay, here's the map. Here's the trouble that awaits you the rest of the way. You have the ability to overcome it. Go at it. Go out and go start fighting. And then right afterwards, so it's the next night, Sphira. That's the period you start leading up. And that's where we're at.